Hey everybody, hopefully it worked this time. I give Sean so much credit because Switcher Studios does not want to work with me today. Anyways, let's see how this goes. Hey, how's it going everybody? So I'll give everyone a few minutes to join. People might not get their alerts because this is kind of out of nowhere that I'm doing this YouTube video. We did this video yesterday to make a Ray Dunn inspired board. And Switcher Studios deleted it, which is super sad. So I'm going to be restarting the entire thing. So if you're watching this live, let me know in the comments. I see Angela, thanks for joining. And if you're watching this later, definitely leave comments. We do go back and read our comments and everything. So really excited you are here. This could take a little bit of a longer time just because it is a pretty big project. So let's go ahead and take a peek at what we did. So this is what it ended up turning out to look like yesterday. So we made I may have overdone it, which is this guy right here. And this is gonna go right next to our hutch. So we have the hutch, which matches it perfectly. So we have the cream that matches it. We also have the blue in the background that matches it. Now, these files that you see, the ramen, cheese, flour, sugar, and coffee, those are all exclusively available to my Patreon, so please feel free, if you're a Patreon, to go get those files. And if not, if you become a Patreon, you can actually get some of these files. So let me know you are here when you're here by just saying hello, and I'm super excited. So I'll show you up fun. Remember, it's just me today, so I'll be running Switcher Studios and everything. We're going to show you the entire project from start to finish. So from creating the frame, painting it, going into Cricut Design Space and creating the secondary frame and putting it all together. So we should have a lot of fun. I didn't promote this video anywhere, so it could be just a few small handful of us, but very exciting. So this is what it turned out. Look at that. Didn't that turn out great? So we have a nice board here with a wood frame, matches the color in the back. So super, super fun. And I wanted to show you before we get started, here is what we were matching. So that is all ready to go. I'm going to share this to Facebook because I have a few people that says, why didn't you share this to Facebook? So let me do that real quick. Sorry guys. And then we will get going. Come craft with me. All right, at least I posted it there, right? People can't say anything. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. There is what we're going to be creating. Now, this is considered a reverse canvas project. So what's a reverse canvas? Essentially is when you go to Michael's, you can find these canvases, and they're pretty reasonable price. Underneath of them, there is these boards. And the boards are actually a really nice frame that you can turn into a project. So we're going to start with that. I'm going to take this out of the way just so it's out of our way. And I am looking at all of your guys' questions. So if you have questions, let me know. And we can definitely answer them as we go. So the first thing we are going to do is anytime you have a canvas like this, it's really absorbent. So it's going to absorb a lot of that ink. So what we're going to take is some gesso, it looks like this, and we're going to put a little bit of that just on our canvas. And we're just going to do a nice light cover. This stuff dries pretty quick, but this essentially will give us the ability to not have it absorb so much. It is amazing how much Ray Dunn I have. You guys, I love it. I don't know why I love it. I don't know if it's the hunt, if it is the fact that someone says, oh, you can't have it. It's hard to find. So some areas have a lot of it. My area does not. But I got that. I mean, we got a lot. Hey, Karen. Hey, Mary. Hey, everyone. I'm trying to look at your comments too, but we got a lot of it, and we're very lucky. We have the, a Facebook group that many of you are part of, and so people find me pieces. Well, all of a sudden, Sean was like, we have a lot of Ray Dunn. We need to do something with it because it's just sitting on my table. So I was on the mission to find a hutch, and I was pretty particular. I wanted something that had like kind of a country feel to it, like not a very modern hutch. and I found this beautiful one on Facebook from Facebook Marketplace, and it was perfect. Just absolutely perfect. Hey Mel, hey Jess. Jessica, I got your card today. I haven't opened it because I do want to open it live, but I do want to let you know I got your card in the mail today, and thank you so much. So once again, all we are doing is putting down this layer of gesso. And gesso basically, I mean, the best way to think of it is it's essentially a really kind of thin, just kind of acrylic paint. And this is what's going to absorb into here. So this way, when we actually paint this on there, we're not utilizing all the paint and stuff. So I don't know how to change my brightness on here, you guys. So I do apologize if it's kind of dark. I'm sorry. I'm very, very new at this. I can add a box. Do you guys want me to add a box? A box in a box in a box. Maybe I can add a box. Maybe I can't add a box. Maybe I'm getting too fancy, guys. Let's add it over here and I can move it over. Ah, what's up, peeps? So I'll move this over so I'm not covering it. Is that a little better? All right, so we added our gesso. We're good at there. So I am gonna grab my hair dryer, and I apologize, this is gonna be kind of loud. I will be looking at comments, but I'm gonna mute it so that way we can dry this and then we can go on to the next thing. All right. Sorry, I was kind of looking at myself in that little box and stuff, and I was like, wow, I'm big. I should make that a little smaller. I'm going to hit this with a little bit more dry. This stuff dries really quick. You can already see I can touch it, and there's nothing really coming up. But because we're putting another layer of paint on there, we want to make sure this is really dry. Let me see. I don't see any questions. Don't forget you are on mute. I totally would forget. Okay, so keep in mind that reverse canvas, I mean, this isn't new or anything, but you don't need to worry about getting your paints on the side because we're actually going to be utilizing that and moving that around. So we're pretty dry, so we can now use this. Now, this is the parchment that I use. Now, this is the color kind of Ray Dunn pottery and stuff like that. So I like to go ahead and paint it all, get it dry. Then we're going to remove the actual canvas and paint underneath of it. So I'm going to shake this up and we'll add some on here. I always have some wet wipes too, just to have. And I will be watching questions and stuff like that. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Like I said, it's a little bit of a different one. It's not, a lot of people probably weren't prepared that I was going to have a video during this, but we're doing a Patreon hangout later. And I don't want to, because this video got deleted, a lot of people were saying, I went back to watch it and it wasn't there. And so I said, well, let's redo it. And I told Sean I was probably going to do it. And he said, can you handle Switcher? And I said, I think I can, Sean. So we're just going to hit this with this parchment color. Now, this is just a basic acrylic paint. But by putting that gesso down, we're not, or gesso, I'm probably mispronouncing that. We're not getting as much absorbent in that. So typically you would get, you know, a lot of paint to absorb into this, and we don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to make sure it's all nice and covered. Yes, I'll do a shout out to Isabel Boo. Thank you for the nice comments. That's so nice of you. I know. I mean, maybe this feels more intimate with just like there's only 40 of us watching because like I said, I didn't. Usually I go share it in all my groups, and I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna go live, do it. People can watch it later. Just because I was a little overwhelmed. I'm not gonna lie on Switcher Studios. That's what the Shawnee is for, right? So, yeah, Halloween's coming in. If you guys are Rae Dunn fans, it is super cute. I really, really like it, but I'm being good and not buying it because I'm trying to, you know, be good on my collection. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this brush away because it's got a lot of paint on it, and we're going to use a dry brush just to finish out this because I do like... And if there's any extra paint, I just paint it on the sides, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to go up and down, it doesn't really leave brush strokes. I mean, it will a little bit, but you can go whatever way. Whatever way you like. Probably put a little too much paint on there, so I'm just going to remove whatever excess paint I do have. That's what's nice about Gesso is we have that layer down there, so it's not absorbing as much paint as it normally would. And then I can just like that. Make sure you're getting all those areas. So if you find an area that you're afraid that you missed out, just add a little bit more paint. So I'm just doing this one last time before we will actually officially dry it. I got this butcher paper from IKEA. I love it. It's right here. It comes on a roll. So I have a ton of it. So I can put it down and not worry about messing up my workstation. It's just super nice. And the roll itself was so cheap. Like, I think it's like the wood roll is like 10 bucks, and then the replacements were really reasonable too. And you don't have to be this particular. I am a little bit, but all right, there we go. So we are done with that. I'm going to put my lid back on. And this stuff, once again, it's going to dry pretty quick, but we are going to turn on the blow dryer or hair dryer and dry it again. I'm going to mute just so that's not really loud in your guys' ear, okay? All right. So I see a question on there that says, is that the paper they keep in the kids area? It is the paper they keep in the kids area. I'll show it to you because I have to reline it anyways. Because I have paint, obviously, on this one, and we're going to want to make sure that paint's off. So it literally is like a butcher paper, and I can easily just take it away like this, crumple it up, and throw it away. And what it looks like is this in IKEA. So it's got kind of like it's on a roll, and it's got this piece here that comes out, and this is the butcher part. So I can actually take paper like so, and then just tear up with it. And then that way I can line and not worry about it. And it comes in a huge roll. I mean, I love this stuff, you guys. If you have an IKEA near you, it's so worth it. You just hold this down with your arm, and just like that. So it makes cleanup really easy. It's super fun. And you are correct. It is in the kids area, so you'll know you're there because it's got like kids stuffed animals, and like they have like kids coloring crayons. It's so cool. But I think it's great. In fact, I'll show you the roll. So this is the big roll it comes on. So it comes with 98 feet. Not bad, right? So, I like it. All right. So, we are now ready to do the reverse canvas part. I'm going to bring this in. We do have to dry it a little bit more. The way you can tell is if you hold your painting, see there, it's a little wet still. So, we need to dry that. I'm going to grab my blow dryer just to make sure we get that. Okay, so I see a question that says, would you recommend putting the lettering on when it's dry, or would you do it now? As long as you have it dry to the point where, you know, your letters can stick to it. Last night I didn't let mine dry. It probably was dry for about a half hour. I do use the hairdryer to speed up the drying process. And like I said, you can still see some parts where we're still needing to dry. It's a little bit wet right there and right there. So we are going to grab it again just to do that. But as long as you have a good dryness to it, you should be able to do the letters on it. But we are going to have a good half hour in between now and then anyways, because we have to cut all of our lettering. Oh, sorry, I went to mute that and I didn't. I apologize. All right, so now comes the part of the reverse. So the way you're gonna do this is we're gonna flip it over like so, and there is all of these staples. Now, I will say it is good to have tools and be careful because obviously you can hurt yourself, as I did. You'll see here, I gouged my finger. Let me see if you can see that. Because I wasn't paying attention. But it's not really that hard. So I take a screwdriver, and this is the back of the frame. So we're not really worried about the back of the frame. So I actually just push down until, see, that's why you gotta be careful. But push down until you catch it, and then just kind of push up a little bit. And then these came with the cinch. This is the, I think it's just called the cinch. I forget who made it though. And it's great pliers because all we need to do is then shake that out just like that. If you want to, you can wear gloves. So some people like to wear gloves for this, so I will grab that. So this way, if we do nick it or something, you don't, if you're bleeding especially, which you shouldn't be, but some people have like work gloves. I just have these medical gloves, but I'll use medical gloves. I have no problem with that. All right, so we're going to continue to do that all the way down. So just like so, pop up. Just like that. Now we're going to be cutting this, so you're not too worried. I unmuted it, right? Okay, good. You're not too worried about if you accidentally tear this, because we will be cutting this and you won't even see this part. So seriously, like this here, we're not even worried that we did that. And I'm going to see if I can get, I don't know how to zoom in on this thing. Do you guys want me to zoom in if I can? Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me do this. I'm going to get rid of the picture-in-picture so you guys can see this. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so now I should be able to zoom in. There we go. So we'll be using the True Control knife here in a second, because that's what we use to cut off the excess with this with. So, okay, now that you guys can see me zoomed in, I'm going to be able to show you this a little better. So I'm literally just kind of taking a screwdriver. Once I get it popped up, throw that away. Same thing over here. We're going to do that all the way around. Now, there are people that will just cut it off and leave these staples in, but these are going to be towards the back of my wall, and if I have any staples that are protruding out, it will not lay flat on my wall. Now, some people, because we'll have to staple the canvas back on, so we can either use a staple gun. Some people use tacks. It's kind of whatever you have. So, once again, you are not worried about if it looks pretty back here, because all of this will be facing your wall. All right, I'm going to make sure I can still do this where it's in the view for you guys. And I will catch up on questions here. Those gloves don't look like a lot of protection. They're not. The gloves actually, I get really warm doing videos and I sweat. You can already see the sweatness in there. And my hands get really slick. So, I do have better protection, but I don't want my wet hands to get all slick and move and hit. Originally, I got these gloves for using ink, my Chalkateur ink, because I didn't want to get ink on my hands, and then I realized it wasn't a big deal. So these are usually a really good price at Michael's. Like, you can get them, gosh, I've seen them buy 3 get 1 free, or buy 1 get 3 free. I forget. You guys can tell me what the deals are, but I stock up on them. And the frame underneath of it, as long as you're going to be painting it or something, it's a really nice wood frame. So a lot of people go to, you know, these expensive places to buy these nice pieces of artwork and frame, and we can do it with our Cricuts and stuff. Let me see what it says. You can also cut along the staples. I agree, you can. You can cut along these staples. The only reason I don't do that is I personally like to remove the staples out, because I've had it before where I've done that and it's hard to staple it back in. So you can absolutely do that. I also like having the extra canvas to work with so I can center it. So I've seen people cut along the staples. I've seen people not worry about it. So I guess that's all what you want to do. But this way, what it gives me the ability to do is stretch my canvas further, because I have more room to pull on the canvas. So when I'm actually going to pull this, if I cut along that and I don't have that canvas, I've never been able to pull it really good and get it taut. So it can end up giving you a little bit of a waviness in it. And for me, I like it to be nice and taut. So hence the pulling staples out. But you can do it however you like. That's what's great about crafting, right? Why do we need to remove it? That is a great idea, or a great question. So these canvases underneath have a frame, but the frame is facing towards the canvas. I'll show you once this is done. So I'm using the frame as part of my stuff. So I actually wanted the blue part of my hutch to be seen. So for example, let me finish this and I'll show you what I mean by that. But I wanted it to be able to incorporate that blue that's in my hutch, and I wanted to paint a frame, but I didn't want to go out and buy a very expensive wood frame. And I just happened to have these in my craft room. And so I figured I might as well do a reverse canvas. So this way we can put whatever saying we want on it, and I can have a nice frame that goes with it. I did nick myself. But, you know, once again, I only do this so I can stretch it really, really tight. He's doing a reverse canvas. I am. But obviously not how people want me to. I'm just kidding. That was not, I was just being funny. I know I watched probably, when reverse canvas was huge, I probably watched 10 different ways to do it. And the one that I watched, that was a lady. She was super funny. She was the one that said that, you know, you can cut it, but if you're trying to get a super taut when you put it back on, you're not going to have the canvas to pull on because you've cut it so short. So that's the reason I did it that way. I did see the one where someone cut it and stuff, so. All right, so I'm gonna move this really quick and make sure I don't have any of these little woods anywhere. All right, so to someone's point on why are we doing this, Ken? When you remove this, look, you have this beautiful frame under there. So now we can move our canvas out of the way for now, which is already painted. We're gonna put that off to the side. And let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so here's our canvas now. And now we can paint it. So I have so this is the frame that we painted for the last time. So it matches the hutch. So for example, let me show you that photo again. Let me get in here. See how behind that, it matches that color? So that blue on the frame matches that color. All right, so we are good to start painting. So I'm just gonna grab this and this. And someone says, did you cut your finger? I did not cut my finger. Well, I did yesterday. I shouldn't lie. I cut it yesterday. So do you see that yesterday? I cut it yesterday. And yeah, so that did happen yesterday. I can't decline or deny that. All right. So I'm going to take this, make sure it's shook up. I love this color. So this is like, it's called vintage. All that dry paint just dropped everywhere. That's the vacuum's job. And look at this color. It's gorgeous. And it matches. We actually found this at the lady who made my hutch is one that told me, because she was like, well, here's the color I used in the inside, which obviously I needed because I wanted it to match perfect. Because Sean has to build me some shelves for it as well. And so we were able to go to Michael's has it, Joann's has it, I even think Hobby Lobby has it, and get this color. And you want to make sure you get all of the insides here. Now, I wouldn't use like a wood tint on this. So some people will do a reverse canvas or even like get a frame and get like a beautiful tint. And the problem with that is this wood's pretty, I don't want to say it's cheap, but it's cheap. That was kind of mean, but it truly is. I mean, this is wood that they're putting behind canvases that, you know, are not normally people are going to be doing what I'm doing with it. So it's not the most, it's not the nicest wood. So I would actually use paint. I wouldn't really advise doing like a tint or something. You can. Every once in a while you'll get some nice tint colors, but nothing to what you're seeing in some of those. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. What? Those are high quality. Well, my $4.99 didn't go very far, did it, guys? You probably see my head. Sorry. All right. So good thing I have a bazillion of these, right? So let's see. Cheap. Yeah, I was trying to be nice, you guys. So I did put a glove on just so I'm not getting my finger in a ton of paint. But you can paint this any color. This is going to dry super quick. And I just make sure. The one thing I will say, make sure there's these little tiny cracks in here. And you want to make sure that if you do get paint in there, to really get your brush in there, because what will happen is that paint will like kind of hide in there. And when you're actually going to the canvas part and you turn your canvas over, you're going to have that blue paint and you're going to be like, it's dry. Where did that come from? And you're like, oh, that blue little paint was hiding in there. I saw it. That's what would happen. And I tell you, this happened to me and Sean. And then I got mad because I thought it was Sean's fault. And shocker, it was my fault. Shocker. No comments. All right. So I'm a messy painter, as you can see. I do not take, that's why I have this butcher paper. A lot of people are going to turn it around and get really, really fancy with it. I don't. I'm a messy painter. Probably drive Sean insane. Like, and I'm also, I don't know about you guys. I should do picture in picture again so I can talk with you, huh? But I don't know about you guys, but I am not one that likes to wait between coats. Like, you know how like people are like, okay, put on a coat and wait a whole day for it to dry. I'm like, what? I'm not waiting a whole day for this to dry. I got things to do. I have done to collect, people. I'm not reading your comments, so I'm entertaining myself by talking to myself, just so you know. See? This is what happens when Sean's not here. Ken crafting unattended. Do. You guys are lucky you don't get to see this all the time. Because normally when I'm crafting, I'm listening to music and thinking about all of the stuff I need to do. I.e. the Dunn I need to buy. I have an issue. Do you know, it's bad enough that I'm addicted to it, but like I have people looking for me. Like that's an issue, right? When you have like people across the nation looking for Dunn. Like is that an addiction, or is that just having really good friends? I think that's having really good friends. What do you guys think? Yeah? Oh, clean off my sounds. All right, so what we're going to do is check this. I did not do good. Oh my Dunn. You guys, I did not do good. I love these sponges, but I need to pay more attention, because here's the deal. I missed a spot there. You guys, I am not good at painting. Am I? Don't comment. You just give me hearts and likes and loves. I don't know what you're commenting, so you guys could be saying really mean things about me and I wouldn't even know. Someone moderate that. Only nice stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Alright, I gotta go around here to make sure I got this side. Oh my Dunn. I didn't even get this side very good at all. Do 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 do. And I know I can't let go. Do 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 do. I didn't even really like that movie. It was alright, but that song gets stuck in my head. And I know I gotta go. The water it calls to me. You guys are like, oh, this is the worst crafting tutorial of all time. All time. At least I'm on an all-time list, right? All right, I think we look... Okay, I think we missed a spot. Yep. You guys, why am I the worst painter? Okay, do you guys see any spots I missed? You probably can't, but I can. I think other than that, we're golden. Golden. Golden goose. Okay. I think we're golden. Think is a relatively big word that I think. Check the inside bottom, says Mary. Mary, inside bottom. This inside bottom? Mary? This bottom? Is this what you're talking about? Inside bottom. Yeah? No? Maybe so? Did you just want me to stick my head in? Mary, I'm on to you. Next time, elevate the frame on some jars. Oh yeah, that's true. See, I told you I'm not a good painter. I'm messy, I don't care. And I'm also the type that, like, I don't get picky on if I miss areas. Like I don't know why, but like if I miss an area, I just touch it up later. Like, that's the great thing about paint. You can just touch it up, right? Kind of like that one, who was that? Reach out and touch someone. Wasn't that like a slogan for a telephone company? Right? Reach out and touch someone. All right. I'm liking this, you guys. I am. This color is so freaking gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I felt good. Like that final little brushing, I think did it. Yep. Okay, done. And cover. You guys are like, unsubscribed. All right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way. We're gonna clean off any little painty paint on our hands. We're gonna blow dry this mutant. Wait, mute. I totally pulled a Mel, didn't I? O-M done. O-M done. Mel even said to me, hey, Ken, don't forget to unmute. And I said, I would never do that. And then here I am, unmute. Okay, so do I at least get a pass? And Mel gets, I told you so. Okay, so back to our previously recorded broadcast. We're no longer on mute, so let's head back there really quick, guys. I won't be able to see your comments, so good thing we did that. Mel did tell me I would forget, so here we go, guys. Sorry about that. We'll start all over. Okay, so let's start all over. So let's bring in, my frame is 17.75. So here you go. We want to make sure that this is 17.75, and it's automatically going to go to 17.75, which is not a big deal. We're going to hit this little lock up here, and we're going to change this to a 13.75, because this is the size of my finished frame, okay? So I'm going to just turn this to a canvas color. So this is essentially, I'm not going to cut this. This is just for me visually to say, okay, how is this going to look on the frame, all right? That's all this is. So the next thing we are going to do, and now I'm so worried I'm messing up, so I'm going to come over here. Okay, we had fun. Good. Okay, you guys can hear me. All right, so I'm going to, originally this was going on a 17 by 17, so this was pretty big, and so we don't want it to be that big, but I'm just going to show you what I did to bring this in. So I'm going to hit text, and I'm going to do, let's do, I didn't choose the mug life, and then we're gonna go comma, the mug life chose me. All right, so I'm just using a Cricut font. Now, we went over this yesterday. If you were part of the live video that got deleted, you can absolutely download something called the Skinny. And it looks like this, and that's probably more of a closer match to her writing. However, since I have so many Cricut subscribers, I'm going to use the one that I think is really close in Cricut, and it's straight and simple. It's not a perfect match. I'm letting you guys know that. I'm okay with that because some people can't download fonts, so I want to be able to make sure you guys can follow along. So when I did that, you can see here, there it is. I didn't choose the mug life chose me, but I want to make sure we are centered. So we want to make sure this is centered, and then I can go ahead and play with the different sizes of, you know, how big do I want the font? Do I want it bigger than that? And really, now that I look at this, I think I'm going to change this up. So anytime you want to change a font, you just double click it. So I didn't choose, I actually kind of like how I had it before. The mug life chose me. I wonder why it doesn't like that. And the reason why is these mugs are pretty tall, so I'll have a little bit more, I can play around with the lettering a little bit more and have those mugs off to the side. So I want this to be about, let's see what 9 inches wide looks like. Oh, that looks good. So here's the reason I bring in the, let me check questions. Okay, so everyone can still see the Ken. All right. So this is the reason I like to bring in a square like this. If I hit this and shift on the square, I can hit center horizontally and get an idea of where it's going to be on my, my canvas. That's a little big. That's a little aggressive, isn't it? So let's do 8 inches. And let's shift that and hit center. I'm liking that, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one. So these here cups are images I brought in. So I'll show you how to bring those images in. You just go over here to upload, and I'm going to hit upload image, browse, and I have these saved on my desktop. They're right here where it says Ray Dunn icons. And you're gonna see here, small canister ramen, Ray Dunn mug, plate, cheese, and there is my mug. So I'm gonna hit open, and I'm gonna see the mug come in. Now it already has no background. That's what the checkerboard means. So I can hit complex. I always choose complex. I don't know why. It's just something I always do. Hit continue. Now you have a cut, print and cut, or a cut image. Whatever the green box is what it's going to be. I want it to be a cut image, so I'm gonna hit save. And then it's going to show up right here. So now I have it twice, but now we can bring it in and you're gonna see it go, ta-da! All right, so we need 2 of those, but let's go ahead and play with some sizing. So I really like the size of these ones. It looks like I had them at about let's try 4.5 and see how big that is. So let's duplicate that. And I kind of want them a little off. Now the story behind these, the Be Curious and Wisdom, these are the 2 mugs that were given to me to begin my Ray Dunn addiction. So my friend Jessica gave me Wisdom and Be Curious. So that's the reason I really liked this. Was I didn't choose the mug life. The mug life chose me, was because of this. And I actually think I want that one up higher and that one down lower. And let's see. All right, so I just now realized I shouldn't have done something, so let's go ahead and get rid of these. You guys are like, what did you do, Ken? So I need to put words in there first, and then I'll tilt them. So let's make these 4.5. There we go. And the first one I want is Be Curious. So all I need to do is go to my text, type Be Curious, just like so. And then we just need to size it down to fit on the mug. So right about, I would say there. I'm gonna hit Shift, or select Be Curious, hit Shift and select the cup. And actually I wanna move this over just a smidge. Yeah, I'm gonna shrink it down just a smidge, I think. All right, there we go. So I'm gonna select the font, hit Shift, and now I'm going to hit attach. Now the best way to think of attach is you're attaching it. It's kind of like you're thumbtacking it in place. So this tells Cricut Design Space that this Be Curious goes exactly on the cup like this. So when this cuts, it will cut exactly like this. If I was to just group an item, well, I'll show you what that does. So let's bring in another cup. Let's do this at 4.5. So this one I want to say, we can get rid of these for now. This one I want to say Wisdom. So if I put text, so let's say I go to group this. It looks like it does the same thing, look. But let's turn off everything else so you don't have to, oops. Let's turn this off and this off. So if I hit make it now, Be Curious is attached and Wisdom is not. Be Curious, it's all attached because we attached that saying we want it exactly as we see that mug. Where Wisdom, we just grouped it. All grouping is giving you a visual element to keep it grouped on your Design Space mat. That's all it is. So it's really important that if you're trying to get something like you want this to cut just like this, you hit attach. All right, so we can unhide everything. And now we can go and play with the tilt on this. Now, of course, is it going to cut like this? No, but it's gonna give me a visual of if I like the mugs that size, do I wanna make them bigger? Is it going to fill out enough? So let's see here. I want this one to be like that. I think this is centered. I'll double check it though. Center horizontally, yep. So let's move this one a little further off. All right, so this is just visual for me. Cricut's not gonna cut it this way. However, I do wanna make sure I have Cricut cut this sentiment exactly as I see it. So once again, let's turn this off. If I was to hit make it, It's going to cut it like this as an element. So you don't have to attach it to anything because it is done already like that. However, if you're combining certain different fonts and text and stuff like that, you are going to want to make sure it's attached. So here's this. So some people will say, oh, you have to attach it. It's not going to, you'll see here. It didn't do anything because that's one font system. And then we have our 2 mugs right here. All right, I think I kind of like this. What do you guys think? Good? That's what it will look like on the board. This is 8 inches tall, 9 inches wide. It gives us some room. Or, I don't know, maybe I should make it... Let's do it at, well... I'm going to show you guys what this looks like, and then I'm going to go back and you guys can tell me what you think. What is your favorite? Toop. Toop. So it would have to go up a little. You know what? I still think that's just too big. What if I do 9? Oh, that's not bad. That can go lower, and that can go higher. All right, I'm going to see what you guys think. So I'm reading your comments. I like the way you tilted the mugs. Good idea, Angela. Flip the handle so they go towards one another. Oh. I could do that. That's a good idea, Angela. Nice. But when you're holding it, isn't it always facing you? I guess that doesn't matter. Because when you hold the mug, it's facing you though. So if I did that, it wouldn't be right. Would it? I don't know. What do you guys think on that? Yeah, I like the 9 too, exactly. Yep, flip the handles. Let's see what it looks like. So let me go back to my desktop here. Okay, so to flip the handles, we can't flip it right now because if we were to flip it, it's actually going to flip, see what it does. So what we need to do is, we can hit undo for that. Let's detach it for now. Then we just select the mug and flip horizontal. Of course, now I'll have to kind of mess with this, but not, oops. We can actually make that a little bigger too. I just now saw that. It barely fills that mug in. So we will hit attach. So that's what it looks like with the mugs in. Obviously we can now tilt this like so, maybe bring that one down. All right, so let's go back to me and see what you guys think. That's with it tilted. Let's see. Yeah, see, I just think, I know this sounds stupid, but the writing's on the wrong side then. So, I think I'm going to go back to the way it was. So let's go back here. So all I'm going to do is just hit undo. That way I don't have to go through all of this again. That's one of the great things in Cricut Design Space is the undo feature. So there we go. I think I'm going to leave it like that. These, once again, it doesn't matter where I'm putting it. It just, I can tilt it once I'm done. But I do like that size of font. So how do we feel now? Exactly how it looks, and we can start cutting. What do you think? I like it. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Cricut Maker. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. All right, so let's go to this camera view. And I can see your guys' questions again. This is awesome. I can't believe I was mute for so long. That's so funny. Melody was like, I would forget to unmute myself. I was like, oh my gosh, I would never do that. I'm a professional. All right, so I'm going to be using the Cricut Maker. This is just a green mat. This is the new premium, I just lost my train of thought, vinyl. So we are ready to go. And the first one is going to pretty much take the entire sheet. So I am going to put the entire sheet on. We don't have to mirror it. It's going to be going straight on the vinyl. So I'm just going to lay it down. And you can use your Cricut tool, or I have this, just to make sure that if there is any bubbles, that you get them out. All right. And we will show you the desktop here. So that is the first mat we're doing. I didn't choose the Mug Life. The Mug Life chose me, so I can hit continue. I can select that this is a Cricut Maker. Now this is the premium removable. I'll go grab the package. So it's the premium vinyl removable, okay? So when we're here, we can now go to see where it says set material. We can browse all the materials, look up vinyl, and it's gonna bring up all the vinyl. And down here, you know it's a Cricut because it has a little Cricut head next to it. So it's the premium vinyl removable. And I do believe this is the mat. It should say on the back. Yes, it is. Yep, matte. So we're gonna choose that. Done. All we have to do now is follow instructions. So load the mat. And we can go fast mode, so I'm gonna turn that on and then hit cut. The maker is beautiful. I have the blue maker and I cannot wait to get it. So excited. All right, while it's cutting, you guys probably want to see it cut. So this vinyl is the new premium. Now, if you've used their old vinyl and were not satisfied, neither was I, this stuff is pretty impressive. So they have a whole bunch of different kinds. Wait till you see how it weeds. It weeds like butter. Like butter. I think I have another block piece in here, but maybe I don't. Because I need another block. Oh, good. Woo, that would have been bad, peeps. That would have been bad. This is the same stuff. Yeah, it is. Okay. So, and then we're going to be using, so you guys can see, a lot of you asked me to use the new Cricut transfer tape. Let me show you that. So this is not the strong, this is just their new stuff. It definitely has a different feel to it. So it's, the older stuff was thicker, this is lighter and stickier. So if you are still using the old transfer tape, I would definitely recommend this new transfer tape. How do you know when you can trust fast mode? I always do fast mode whenever I have the option. So if I have the option for fast mode, I'll do it, but usually fast mode is always going to be on vinyl, cardstock, iron-on. Those are your big things. So that's what I would do it on. I am going to cut because our next image is only going to take up 6 inches. So let me do that. So this way we're not wasting vinyl. So I have that cut. All right, so we're gonna go back down to the machine so you guys can see it. Luann says it looked better with handles not flipped and with the 8-inch. Well, I don't know what we ended with, to be honest. It's been a while. All right, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and weed this really quick and then get my transfer tape on there. This stuff weeds like a dream. So I just grabbed the side and literally, look at that. This stuff is so awesome. They did a great job with it. So whatever research or whatever they did, I have to say they did awesome. You can just kind of tear and that will tear on its own, but it's kind of up to you what you want to do. Like that. See how it just kind of tears on its own? But I just kind of get it going and it just kind of goes. So all we need to do is get all of our stuff out of there. There it is. I didn't choose the mug life. The mug life chose me. Every time I see that, though, I think of pugs. Because I had pugs growing up, and I keep seeing pug. All right, so we need this transfer tape probably right at 10 inches, so that's what I will cut it at. And I just kind of do this at first just to where it doesn't curl up on me. Kind of lays flat then. And this stuff is pretty thin. It's not like the old stuff. The old stuff was a little bit thicker. This is thin. It's easier to work with. So because it's a little thinner, you have the ability to kind of do this with it, which I like to do. And then that way I can line it up exactly how I want it. Make sure it's nice and flat. And then all you have to do is like that. So that's how I do it. You could do it. And then make sure you have it nice and taut on there. Now you can use either a Cricut tool or you can use like a brayer. Works really good. Just like this. Or you can use, like I said, if you have a, I don't know what I just did with my little yellow tool that I had. Oh, here it is. You can also use this. You just want to make sure you're going over all of these little pieces. So this way when you go to lift it up, look at that. So there's our first one. I'm going to set this off to the side. And now we can load our second mat. So I'm going to add this up at the top. All right, so in Cricut Design Space, let me bring that up for you guys. It is waiting for me to load the mat, so I can load the mat. So once again, it's on fast mode. You'll see right here, see where it says fast mode, that radio dial's on. So literally, all I have to do now is press go. And while that's cutting, I can go ahead and cut this. This is gonna need to be at about 10 inches by 6. All right, I'm gonna take a look at, while this cuts, look at your questions here. Hello, Ken, how are you doing? I'm just getting a notification. Oh, I'm sorry, Carmen. I noticed this vinyl is in 12 by 12 package. Does it come on a roll? It does, Joan. That's a great question. It does. This is the variety pack I think they had at Michael's. So this way, instead of buying a roll of each color, you can actually use all of the different vinyls. So you can absolutely get it in the 12 by 12 packs or in a roll. But the 12 by 12 packs is going to give you more, you get to use all of the colors then and kind of play around with it, which I like. Because a lot of times my projects I don't need a whole roll of vinyl. I just need a 12 by 12 piece. So, but they come in both. They also have removable matte, removable glossy, permanent matte, permanent glossy, frosted. There is a whole slew of new products. So it's so cool. So we are going to let it do its thing. All right, so we are done. We're going to unload this bad boy. I was like, what is on that? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and weed it. Once again, I just want you guys, let me zoom in so you can see how great this stuff weeds. Whoa, simmer down now. What happened? Why is it so bright? Okay, well then I'll zoom out, you fussy little thing. Jeez Louise and crackers. Okay. Switcher Studios threw a little fit. Little fit, guys. You see that? All right, so we have a little bit of Monica in my life, a little bit of Jessica by my side, a little bit of Doritos. Do you remember that song? Man, that brings back high school memories. It was Mambo number 5. That was like, I think, the year I graduated. Mambo number 5. Do you remember that song? Or am I the only one that knows that song? You guys are like, what are you talking about, Ken? Are we on live now? Is this real life? Do you remember that? That cute little video? It was this little kid and he had nitrous and he's like, is this real life? So cute. Okay, so I'm going to cut this right here because these are actually going to be 2 separate pieces. And I think I just did that too short. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. All right, so I'm going to put this one down first. So I did miss a little bit of the cup, but you know what? That's an easy fix. So if you ever miss a little bit, like I cut that a little too small, we'll just take another piece of transfer. And we're just gonna lay it on top of that. So never fear, if that happens to you, it happens to the best of us. Just take another piece of transfer tape and put it right on. You definitely want to do that though, because if not, it's not going to attach to anything and it's just gonna be out there flaying. Okay, so use this. You can use your brayer, which, you know, if you have a brayer, I love my brayer. I don't know what I did with my brayer. Just like that. And then all we need to do is lift it up. Look at that. We have one more, which is Wisdom. And then we can do our reverse canvas. It should be dry by now. Every once in a while you'll have someone where it doesn't pick up, like it didn't want to pick up that M. Just go back over there and rub it. But this is cool stuff, guys. All right, we are done with our Cricut. So this can go away. We are done with the mat, all of this stuff. I will clean that up another day. Okay, so now is the time to do the reverse canvas part, okay? So I'm gonna bring that back in. So everything is, let me zoom out a little. Okay, let me get this to where you guys can all see it and I can still see questions. Okay, so here is our reverse canvas. Now you can see it's kind of all flaily because we undid it. But what I do is I just kind of move all my sides up, like so. And the first part before I do anything is here is the frame. I'm going to kind of figure out where exactly I want it. Now, for those of you who have been here for the long haul with me, thank you. This is why I keep so much, or I go through the effort of, let me clean up my water over here, sorry. Why I go through the effort of doing all the nails. Because see how much I have now to work with to stretch it? So when I actually do this, which this is my scariest part, be with me everyone, I'm using power tools. Be afraid. Be afraid. Okay. So, once you get it where you like it, you can then flip it over like so. And we're going to start with this upper end. And I usually start with one in the middle and then I can stretch it as we go. Does that make sense? So really, the first part is lining it up exactly where you like it. So I usually try to get it right about there. Okay, so now I'm going to put one right here to begin. So this is going to be a little loud. Okay, so once I have that in, and you don't have to use a big power tool, there's other options, but because I have all of this to play with, I can stretch it pretty tight to each side. So because I don't want it to do that. See how it's kind of already flimsy? So I'm probably going to put one down here first. So now I can kind of pull and get that good stretch. So you can kind of see where I'm going with it. So I'm going to continue up here. So first, gonna All right. So before we do anything in the corners, we're going to work on the opposite side, which is this side. And once again, I'm going to put my finger under here to push on the board. So the board's under here, and then I can pull on that canvas to get it nice and taut. So having all this extra canvas is it's giving me the ability to stretch it, which I want. Oh no, don't tell me we're out of staples. Oh no. You guys, I don't know how to change this. I thought Sean put enough in it. Okay, I have it unplugged. We're not gonna die. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't know if those are the right... Are those the right staples? I don't think those are the right staples. But... Okay, this could be interesting, people. Okay, guys. I don't know if that's gonna work or not. Sean, I thought you had that all ready to go. I am so scared right now. Dear Heavenly Pool. Okay. I'm so manly. Yes! All right. We're going to stretch this. Oh, no. Oh, no. I didn't do it very good, you guys. Why did it do that? How do I know if it's... Oh, you have to push lock. Oh, my Dunn, everyone. This is the biggest POS I've ever seen in my life. Lock. Oh, I see. You have to push this little locky thingy down. Well, don't be excited that Ken did it, because I didn't really do it very good. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. I'm going to plug it in and stay away from it for a sec. Power tools kind of make Ken nervous. Oh, shut up. Look, I did it, guys. Yes. We can do it. Yes, we can. All right. I'm so excited that that worked. Okay, so once again, I'm just stretching. Stapling. Okay. Stretching. Just like that. Hold it down. Stapling. I'm on a roll. Stretching. Stapling. That could be my new song. Stretching and stapling. Okay, ready? Last one. Stretch. So once again, this is the reason I like the extra canvas, is I can stretch it real tight. I am so proud of myself. You guys, that's a win. That's a win today. Never changed a staple gun. So proud of myself. You got it. Tim the Toolman Taylor. Okay, last thing you have to do in reverse canvas is these corners. So you're going to go real tight on those corners and then staple it. So once again, corner, staple it. I'm liking this power tool, you guys. I feel so powerful right now. Uh-oh. Oh! That kind of scared me. All right, and ta-da! So, look at that. Now we have it nice and taut, but we still have all this overhang, of course. Let's unplug the power tool. Oh, wait. Wait. Sean says I have to add stuff all down the thing. If not, did we really do anything? Okay, I forgot about that. Good thing we reminded ourselves, guys. Oh, that could be addicting. That's fun. I had one that didn't go all the way in, so I'm just going to take a hammer. If you have that, no big deal. You can go and hammer these in a little bit more. That all looks good. Okie dokie. I'm going to unplug that so we don't staple my forehead. Alrighty then. Now's the fun part. Okay, so I'm going to use my True Control blade. This is the blade by Cricut. You can see it right here. Look at it. It's beautiful. Oh, there's the one that was up. So we're just going to cut on this side of the staples. And it does not, you're not looking for a pretty, beautiful design. You're essentially just trying to get on that side of the staples. And this blade is sharp enough to do this in one swoop, fail swoop. You want to make sure, obviously, you're on the right side of the staples, because if you're on the wrong side of the staples, you're going to ruin your reverse canvas that you just spent all of this beautiful time on. Oop. Did I just cut myself? Oh, no, I'm good. That's that cut from yesterday. That scared me. I was like, that's it. I cut myself. Time to go to the hospital. Ken shouldn't have played with power tools. I didn't do a very good job on this side, did I, guys? Yay, look at that. Okay, put the cap back on. This is a very sharp blade, people. I don't want fingers to be responsible. All right, so here we go. What do you guys think so far? Now all we have to do is put our vinyl on. Do 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 do. Do do. Do 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 do. Okay, so I'm horrible at making sure things are straight. So before we do this, let's get a tapey measurer. So this is going to be 17.75. 17.75 is going to be 8.5. So basically 8 3/4. That's pretty good. It might need to go a little smidgy woodgy this way. So okay, so it needs to go a little bit. What do you guys think? Does that look about straight or no? Not even close. No, that's not even close, Ken. There we go. I'm just going to eyeball it. Looks good to me. See, this is why I need Shawnee. He's my more like, make sure it's straight, Ken. Don't do this. Okay. Now I'm worried that that's not straight. Dang it. I got in my own head. 4. Oh my gosh. It's like an inch too close this side, guys. Oh my Dunn. Good thing we measured that. Sean would have killed me. He would have been like, that's not even close. Because this is usually where I'm like, it looks fine, Sean. And he's like, it's not even close. Okay, we need to pay more attention to this. Okay, I'm going to measure it before why do I keep doing this? I think I'm going on the transfer tape. It must be. There, oh, oops, oopsie doodly. Okay, so I think that looks better. So we have 4.5, 4. Well, are you insane? How am I doing this, you guys? Why is this so hard for the Kenny? Fold in the middle on the, oh my God. Well, but see, here's it. This is the middle because this is actually, oh, you are so smart. Oh my gosh, I don't know who you are because I didn't see your name, but I could kiss ya. And I think that's like the middle. Who is that? Who said that? Who said that? Carmen? Carmen? Where in the world? That didn't work, Carmen. No, I'm just kidding. I am rushing it. It needs to go a little bit off to the left. Where in the world is... I'm going to cut this off. I think it's the grid paper throwing me off. This stupid grid paper. In fact, I know it's the grid paper because I'm looking at the grid and I think it's throwing me off. Stupid grid paper. Okay. Okay. I always hassle. Sorry, guys. I know I'm doing way more than I need to. Uh-oh. It'll be a miracle if this stuff sticks by the end, huh? Okay, now let's do it. See, I got rid of that grid paper. I feel much better. Oh my gosh, it worked! See, that grid paper, I'm telling you, it was throwing the can off. All right, looks good. Wait, is it? It's a little tilty. Should I not worry about it, you guys? It's a little tilty, though. It's just a little tilty. That's a word. I can use it. Okay, I'm liking it. Okay, I'm going with it. If it's too late, it's too late. Oh. If it's a little off, you know what? Dunn's all about the imperfections, right? Where's Sean? That's funny. We want Sean back. We don't like Ken by himself. I know, me either. Okay, so I always pull at a side, and I go very, very taut. Just like that. And if you have something like that where it pulls up, just push it with your finger, just like that. Try not to go up and down. If you go up and down, that's where your letters are gonna come off. So a lot of people will tell me, like, I tried using transfer tape and it just pulled up with my letters, and it's because you're going up and down. If you go at an angle like this, you're going to have much better luck. So I got to the top. I spoke too soon, you guys. You guys were like, you shouldn't have spoke so soon, Ken. Now look at you. You're having nothing but problems. I probably didn't braid those good enough. Well, I did remove it about 1.5 bazillion times, so that makes sense. Oops. Oh, how did that get stuck there? All right, so there is this. So now let's add our mug. So this mug we had a little higher. So I think we had it like right... I like that there, I think. And then this mug. Ooh, actually, I like that. Look at that. It was meant to be. Oh, it's the light. I was like, how did I get a ripple in that? But it's the light. I don't like that. That light gave me a freaking heart attack, you guys. I was like, there's a ripple, and it's the light. Gosh. Sorry, I'm not looking at your questions. I was freaking out about that ripple. Ta-da! Well, that was a long video to get to that. What do you guys think? Do you like it? So, this is literally one of those cheapy, that is a ripple. Is that a ripple? I don't think it's a ripple. Okay. This is literally one of the cheapy, like this literally cost me, this frame and everything, like $1. And the paint didn't take much. Isn't that color great, though? Look at that. Isn't that fun? So this will be on the top. And that will be on the bottom. So now we have both of them. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Ooh, Irene, I see your name in here. We're probably going to open the boxes this weekend. I've been so busy. All right, guys. So that is a long reverse canvas. So always remember, these canvases have that nice frame under there. Now, in the beginning, I was glad that some of you stuck around, because in the beginning someone says, why don't you just, because you can make it way faster by not plugging out all of those nails. You can actually just cut on the other side. I choose to do that because then you get the nice tautness. Because on a reverse canvas, if you don't have enough to pull that, it can start kind of getting wibbly, or not wibbly, that's the wrong word, but like, you know, kind of wavy in there and stuff. And I like to get it nice and taut. But as you can see, we painted that and let it dry probably half hour, and it was fine. The vinyl went on just great. This vinyl is really, really good. I really like the new transfer tape. Now, we did not use the strong. The strong would be used for like glitter and really, really more thicker, rougher materials. But I will say the new vinyl and the new transfer tape compared to the old stuff is great. I have a lot of the old transfer tape. They put them in the mystery boxes. They were a 12 by 12 sheet. And they just, it works, but it's a lot of finicking with it and pushing down the letters, where this isn't. This, I mean, I didn't braid it that much, and it did great. So let's show you both here. So there's the first one. And this one. Kind of fun, huh? Let me see what questions you guys have, and then I gotta get ready for my other one. Love it. Good evening. Oh, I see. Thank you, Melody. Ken, how are the Patreon Hangouts different from a live video? That's a good question. The Patreon Hangout is everyone's on video. So me and Sean's on a video, and everyone else can be in video. And we can all talk with each other and interact with each other. So unlike live, where I'm live and you guys are all talking to me, Patreon Hangouts, we all get to kind of chat together. Let's see here. Perfect. Awesome. So this will go right next. Once again, for those that join late, this is what it looks like on my wall. So there is the first one I have. And the one that we did today is going to go right under it. So it's going to go right underneath that. And I just love it because it matches that blue in the back. It's the exact same blue. So really it's all incorporated together. And it's going to look so good all like together. I just love it. So thank you everyone who joined me and was there during technical difficulties. I'm sorry I forgot to unmute for a few minutes there. My bad. I apologize. Sean definitely does a lot with Switcher Studios. He's amazing. I adore him to pieces. So, but I wanted to get this done before the Patreon Hangout. So for those of you guys that were looking for it yesterday, because it was deleted, now you can actually see it all today and stuff. So once again, if you're a Patreon, you get all the icons. There's canisters, plates, mugs, a bowl, everything is there. It is already on our Patreon page. You can go use that. And for those of you in a half hour, I will see you on our Patreon hangout. So thank you everyone who joined me. You guys are so amazing. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm doing.